Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. We have a letter here from Keith Kent, 3. And Keith says, wow, one of those days on the course today. I went out on the range this morning and my driving was the best it has been, so I was well confident. Get to the course and the irons killed me. I don't know what happened, whether my swing was loosey-goosey or what. I noticed I made a lot of divots and hit the ground, hit some really bad iron shots that I thought I wasn't capable of. I think I'm getting more movement with the bump, but think maybe my upper body is going forward. I guess it is another progression I have to go to. It made me so mad, though, and I actually hit out at one point and gave up on the hole. What I can take away is my drives were okay, apart from one bad one, and I didn't do any damage. In fact, on the range, it got boring, as most were good. We'll see what's happening in the next outing. So, the reason why I brought this up, I guess he was making, he was blogging with somebody on the blog and having a conversation back and forth with someone. And the important part here is that he hit it good in the range and went to the golf course and it wasn't there. And so, what happened between the range and the first tee and then the rest of the round? Well, we've heard the expression that some people are range players and can't play on the golf course. I don't think this is the case because Kent definitely came out and said, Keith came out and said that his shots were more awful than normal, and he tends to hit them a lot better than that on the golf course. So, what can we possibly look at as the culprit of what went wrong here? Number one has to be alignment. I mean, that's why one of the first things I say, without a doubt, when you're in the range practicing or warming up before the round, you always have to hit a target. You just can't randomly hit balls and just say, oh man, I'm swinging good and hitting it good. Because remember, the whole key to hitting a ball solid and straight is the club has to approach the ball on the aiming line, strike the ball while it's on the line and square to it, leave on the aiming line accelerating and hit it solid in a sweet spot while doing the first three. OOOSS. All right? Now, if you're just randomly hitting golf balls without a target, yeah, you can be making great swings. But if once you go to the golf course and you throw a target in here, people always like to say, well, I know it's the ball causing the problem because I make a great practice swing. I got good practice swings and good balance and everything else, and everything's nice. But when I step up to hit the ball, it's a terrible swing. It's the ball. No, it isn't the ball. It's the on, square and solid that's getting you. It's the fact that the club has to be approaching on that line and hit it solid on that line and square to it and leave on the line. And so if you get into bad alignment and now you're forced to have to move your body fast, like Keith said, he felt his body was moving fast, which I think is the number one clue that he probably was, if he's a right-hander, was aiming out to the right. Because now he's got to move his body and he's got to turn it quicker to clear to the line so he can go. If you're lining up incorrectly, or as I like to call it, your actual alignment versus your mental alignment, or your intended alignment, actual versus intended, then the brain can sense it, and if it senses it to make a correction, that correction is going to change your tempo and your timing, and it's going to change your path and your plane, and it's going to cause all kinds of problems, especially if you're aiming to the right as a right-hander and coming over the top, and you get ahead of it, you're ahead of the ball. Now you have to start throwing. You have to start throwing your hands in the club at the ball, and there can come the deep divots. So ultimately, anytime you end up into a problem like that, you often have to always check out your alignment. And what's the point I say? If you hit a golf shot, if you stand here and you hit a golf shot, and in that case, I just hit a pure shot, and it goes to a wrong place. You turn yourself back, put the club down by your toes, come back here. Is aimed. In very many cases, that club will be aimed at a kid for a right hand, at or right at a target. And I always usually stand here and just run my arm up parallel to the club. And in most cases, if I hit a good shot to a wrong place, like say into a right bunker, and just hit a good swing, dead solid, perfect into a right bunker, stand here and that ball landed exactly where my right arm is pointing. I tell this to all my students. I tell it to everybody, and almost nobody ever does it. Sometimes if I hit a very poor shot, and I haven't lost my balance, I'll check it. And what will I find out? The poor shot was caused by bad alignment. So alignment, you can sometimes hit a good shot if your brain doesn't suspect anything was wrong with your setup in terms of your alignment. It just lets you hit it, and boom, there it goes into the right bunker, or you pull it into the left bunker if you were aimed left. Or you hit that bad shot, you hit that thin heel skank out to the right, or toe pull or something. Check your alignment again, and you're going to find that it was alignment. So the whole key comes down to what? Line up correctly at the next shot and just try to make a good swing. Secret number 5. When you hit a bad shot, what I do wrong? The answer is, who cares? Do the next one right. The only exception to the rule for who cares is alignment, and that exception only can be an exception if you hit a good shot and kept your balance. If I hit a shot and I fall out of my balance, I can't check it. All right? But if you hit a pretty good shot, made a pretty good swing, got to a pretty good balance, you come back, put that club down by your toes, make sure it's touching, it's accurate, and come back here and check it out. So 90 to 95% of all swing problems arise out of alignment. So if you hit a good shot to that wrong place or a bad shot, you got to a good finish, check out your alignment, because that'll usually be the ultimate cause. And so therefore, next swing, you just concentrate on walking in with good alignment and doing what? Just making your good golf swing. And you'll start hitting the shots more solid and straight to where you want them to go with good alignment and shooting those lower scores. That's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to y'all again soon.